watching this. I'm watching it.
Here we go, Patrick. All right, y'all. How y'all doing? This is
Y'all caught the rear end of a rant.
And this is well, goodness, I lost track. All right, let's start over. All right. It's time to breathe again. It's time to breathe again on the latest Buffalo Sports webcast, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So you see us together, Patrick and Charles. Yeah, Patrick is in the middle of a rant when we were coming on live. Aaron, good to see you. And
I was trying to wrap it up really quick. It just live button showed up. I was like, I was thinking in my head, I got 10 seconds. But whatever StreamYard is doing now, shout out to StreamYard, by the way. Whatever they're doing, man, they're getting their crap together, and it's like faster and faster every single week. So,
it's convenient how the live button always sneaks up on you, Patrick, in the middle.
Oh, dude, it does, man.
But let's start with what happened in the Super Bowl. You have the Seattle Seahawks winning their second championship in franchise history. Pretty solid win over the New England Patriots, 29-13. And look, it was pretty simple. Seattle was the better team. I think most people felt Seattle was the better team, and it played out that way. The defense was phenomenal. Definitely had Drake May looking confused out there, making him hold the ball a little bit longer than what he wanted to do. And the defense was coming through, sack fumbles, and Sam Darnold did enough.
Crazy interceptions. Was that considered a sack fumble when he went to throw the ball, but it ended up into the? Is that considered a sack fumble, or because his arm wasn't moving forward, but he caught it in the air? Is that it's considered an interception, right?
No, it's still a sack fumble.
That's a sack fumble. Okay.
Yeah, because if his arm wasn't going forward, then yeah, that's a fumble. But with him catching it, either
what
way,
does it matter?
Or
you know what I mean? Hey, and shout out to Patrick, by the way, because he picked Seattle to win. Woo!
Yes, you did. Great. And but yeah, Seattle was just a better team.
I didn't think they were going to be that better. You know what I mean? But New England ran into a buzzsaw. I mean, what the final score was 29-13.
It wasn't that close.
And it wasn't even that close, man. I mean, like I think I remember looking at it, was like 19-3 somewhere in the third quarter. I mean, look, I watched the majority of the game, but I mean, it was so one-sided. It was almost kind of like, oh, Seattle's got the ball again. Oh, okay. Oh, Seattle's got the ball again. Okay. You know, and Drake and May, I mean, like, you know, so Aaron had a comment where he said Seattle had one of the best defenses he's seen in a long time. Also, Will Campbell will not be looking very well. I posted on that, and I said Seattle was crazy good. They really were. They were everywhere. They blitzed from the blind side. They blitzed, I mean, off both corners, linebacker blitzes, free safety blitzes. I mean, they were blitzing everywhere, and they were getting pressure with their front four. What can I say, man? It was like the corners never really played cushion, you know, at all. I mean, they were man to man and was really bumping them the first 5 yards through the whole game. So May never really had an opportunity to throw to anybody in that game. Like you said, he was holding on to the ball a lot longer than he wanted to. I mean, I think I averaged a couple of times where I watched him, I was just kind of counting in my head how long he was holding the ball. Dude, he was up to sometimes 3 and 4 seconds. I mean, and it was just crazy how well that Seattle defense was just on everything. It was like they were in the huddle with them the entire time. So, yeah, shout out to that Seattle defense, man. They were on point.
Yeah, New England. This is another comment from Aaron. New England didn't help their O-line with no chipping of rushers, including shotgun formations where tackles were on an island. Yeah, New England definitely could have did a little bit more of that. Definitely on, you mentioned Will Campbell over there on the left side, which is really bad when you think about it, because with him playing left tackle, that's Drake May's blind side.
Yeah.
And they're
And he was getting pushed into May the entire game.
Yeah, so some scouts, I guess, had him as a guard when he was coming through the draft process last year, and New England decided to move him out to tackle. I see potential. I feel like he could be good at tackle, but there were just times where, especially if he's facing some of the better pass rushers in the league, he just looked woefully overmatched. We saw it with the Houston Texans when they played the Texans. Will Anderson was just eating lunch over there. Against Denver, you had Nick Benito over there eating lunch. And then it didn't matter who Seattle put over there. He was just getting, like what Aaron said, he was just getting flattened. I mean, you getting pushed back, you getting mushed. Then no. And then you could see it with Drake May. He couldn't help but look back and see if there was someone coming at him that direction, because it was a mismatch. Seattle went there. They were basically leaving whoever the lineman was, whether it's DeMarcus Lawrence or whoever, one-on-one over there. He was getting Will Campbell's getting pushed back, and then from the other side, they're bringing that same corner blitz with Devin Witherspoon, who caused that fumble we were talking about earlier on that corner blitz. And I mean, Seattle's defense, again, unless you're Sean McVay, you pretty much struggled against that defense this year. Good job, great job by Mike McDonald and that coaching staff. Of course, he's the second-year head coach coming over from the Baltimore Ravens, where he was the defensive coordinator. And you could see he just brought some of those strategies and some of those defenses with what Seattle was doing, being able to mix blitz and being able to mix zone and man coverages. Yeah, like you and Aaron pointed out, Drake May was really he couldn't figure it out. He looked shook, but I don't think it was the shook of the Super Bowl stage got the best of him. This was the defense having shook.
The defense showed up, and he had no. I mean, like you said, there's only one person that didn't struggle with that defense, and everybody else did all season long. And I don't think that is anything to New England stating that Drake May can't read defenses. I mean, he had a couple of drives where he was putting it together, but he would get a little bit of figured out, and then when he goes out the next time, all of a sudden, Seattle has like 5 different defense setups. I mean, he's like, I didn't see this one yet. What the hell, So I don't think it was a Drake May that didn't know what the defense was doing. I just think that was Seattle's defense was just masking it so well. I mean, because I don't know. I mean, I do know I've never played quarterback, right? But I do know as you approach the line, the first thing you look for is the safeties. You want to see where the safeties are, where they're lining up. Then you want to see where your linebackers are, what your matchups on the corner, right? When you step out and you're looking, and you see your front 4 right there, then you see linebacker, and they're still bundled up in the center. You don't know who's guarding who. You don't know where your safeties are going. You don't know what to do. And then you get, then you start your cadence, and then all of a sudden everybody just spreads out. And you don't now have time to figure that out. You're looking at what, 8-9 seconds on the play clock before you gotta hike the ball. You can't process that fast enough. So I mean, like I said, I'm not a quarterback by no means, but I do know that there is a method to quarterbacks. When they walk out, they start looking over what needs to be done to read the defense. And Seattle gave him none of that. I mean, there was times where I was like, what the hell is Seattle doing? And then it just hits. Then it's like 5-6 seconds left on the clock, and then it's like, how do you decipher that?
Yeah, and so Aaron had a couple of these comments here. So he says, as a former O lineman, if you get bull rushed and continuously beat, you're done. You have to drop your hips and hope it works. But he was flattened. Yeah, and I think in football, a lot of it is leverage. A lot of it is leg drive. Definitely on the defensive side, we're always practicing on the sleds. And then when you're in the trenches, a low man wins, but it also helps with that leg drive as well. If Will Campbell was always off leverage, every time he was getting bull rushed and flattened in there, and Aaron being the offensive lineman, tell me if I'm wrong, but he's straight up.
Oh yeah.
So he has no type of balance there. And if you have a defensive lineman coming on through, just pushing you, then yeah, with that power, you're gonna go backwards because you have no leverage, you have no center of gravity or balance there. So at least 3 times he got walked back to the quarterback.
Well, and let me ask you this, Aaron. What since you're a former O lineman, tell me how many times, because I counted at least a dozen times that Campbell should have been called for a false start because he was already moving before the ball was even hiked. I mean, now that's what I saw. But I mean, I know he was trying to get that leverage and trying to get where he wasn't getting beat off the ball. But man, I can tell you, there was a couple of times where they were showing behind the quarterback and all that. It looked like he stood up. I mean, like a split second right before the ball was hiked. It to me looked like he was false starting a lot. But I mean, that's just what I saw.
So a couple other comments he made. So he said, just going at Drake May, he said he missed his first read all night. It was there. Diggs was literally clapping his hands, trying to get his attention mid-play, but he hardly ever found him. So there, I think what I feel happened there was he was so jumbled up by what Seattle was doing. I don't even think he felt like the first read was there in a lot of times. So maybe he started off that way. And I guess that's what you do. I mean, you're going through your progressions. You have your first read, second read. You get to your third, fourth progression if it gets to that. And then you can sit there and if you have to take off running if there's nothing there. I think Seattle, what they did, they took away that first read a lot at the beginning especially. And then
he just started assuming that his first read was taken away because I don't think. I mean, how many times did he even target Diggs? I mean, it was like 2 or 3 times, I think.
Yeah. So once he got off that, it's almost like he started with this second read. Almost like that's how he was going, especially once he got to the second half. Like he just said, yeah, Diggs, or if it was a Kayshon Boutte, or maybe it was the tight end. That could have been the first read. He just wasn't going there. He just wasn't looking over there. Aaron says, to answer your question, he says, honestly, on false starts, I didn't really see him early. If anything, he let up his base and hips a lot.
Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and so, and see, to me, hearing that from Aaron, that lets me know, like, if he let up on his base, then his center of gravity it's gone. And so as soon as one of those defensive ends start pushing on him, he's going back because he has
no center of gravity, no base, nothing.
I mean, it was bad too. It wasn't like, all right, you get a full rush going and you might get a right hand shove, something like the Reggie White move, the club.
Yeah,
get out my way. Will Campbell was getting he was getting tossed. I mean,
I think it was almost like he was tossing himself.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go ahead and lean back and get started because I already know he's gonna beat me.
He was leaving his feet, and so that's what I had seen. I mean, all of Aaron's comments are very valid, but I think with with Drake May, they took away his first read. They were bringing 7, 8 people on the line, and Patrick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to fix my chair.
I
had a cord up around my chair and I couldn't move.
Thought she had another cramp or something.
But no, you heard me in the corner going like this.
So yeah, I think Drake May was confused. Seattle was bringing 7, sometimes 8 people up on the line. He said you're doing the stank leg. He said
ain't done that in a while.
And so you're bringing 7, 8 people on the line, and then dropping 8 or dropping 4 or bringing everybody. Mm-hmm. Seattle had a really good game plan where even that first read might have been initially there, Seattle was just real tight in their zone coverages. If they were playing zone, and there wasn't a whole bunch open anyway. Now, yes, there were some opportunities he could have hit, but
then he missed a couple of passes too. So
he did.
What both quarterbacks did. I mean, there was that one when Seattle. God, what?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Damn it! I couldn't think of his name. He had JSN like right there on the left side. I mean, he was wide open. He overthrew it.
Pressure. The New England pressure did kind of get to him, and he overthrew him. Yeah, I remember that play in the first quarter.
Then he had a tight end with the same thing. When Cooper Kupp, same thing.
Yeah, or one of the other tight ends that they kind of got open, and he just missed them. And Sam Darnold didn't play the best game either, but he didn't turn the ball over.
Nope.
That was the thing. And you got to give Sam Darnold credit. Look, this dude, he was able to win a championship with his 5th team, man. He's been on 5 teams now, and people have thrown his career in the trash, and now he's a Super Bowl champion. It goes to show you just need a quarterback who can be good. This elite stuff, get out of here. Aaron, go ahead.
One thing before we get to Aaron's comments on that's the one thing that really kind of confused me about last year when he played for Minnesota. He had 14 wins last year and he was in the playoffs. And how do you let that go? You know what I mean? Like a 14-win quarterback. I mean, like, how do you let a 14-win quarterback go? You know, but but no, that's a huge thing for Sam Darnold, man, to be drafted by the Jets, play in all those teams, and have that stellar career last year, and then come and win a Super Bowl this year. So congrats to him for
that. Aaron, and Aaron said the comment, she's like, pretty much what we were just saying about the quarterback. Just don't turn the ball over. Be good enough. Just take care of the ball. You get a defense. Look, here's the thing, and Aaron, you kind of hit on it. Football, I do not care what all these networks tell you about the quarterback and everything being driven around the QB. That's BS to me. Football is still the ultimate team sport. So this Seattle Seahawks team, and you can even go to the Eagles team from last year, because Jalen Hurts, no one's considering Jalen Hurts. Although he's a good QB, no one's considering him as an elite QB. No. But what the Eagles had and what the Seahawks had this year are good teams, good defense, some receivers who can make some plays, very good offensive line that can keep the quarterback upright, open up holes. By the way, Kenneth Walker, MVP of the game. Good job running the ball there. And as long as you have a team around the QB, yeah, you shouldn't. So Aaron, I don't understand how it ever got to that point with the QB.
I haven't either. Because and I also have to say this because you talked about both sides of the ball, Charles. Let's also talk about special teams, because special teams with Seattle made sure that they were able to give Seattle great field position and started New England very deep in their territory almost every single possession.
I'm laughing because Aaron said Jason Myers was robbed of the Super Bowl MVP. So that is Seattle's field goal kicker, and he hit
Well, I mean, what did he have? 400 field goals this year? He set an all-time new world record. I don't know what he had, like 5 or 6.
Yes, he hit 5 field goals.
I mean, he had 15 of the 29 points by himself.
Yeah, exactly.
No, 17 because he had the 2 touchdowns too.
The extra points. Yeah,
So, he had more points in the game by himself. I mean, that dude.
Than anybody.
I mean, he may not be MVP, but dude, put that guy in the Hall of Fame.
Nah, he hit 5 field goals because he accounted for the first 12 Seattle points. Seattle scored a touchdown, made it 19. Then he kicked another field goal to make it 22, and then the defensive touchdown, which gave him 29. And so
he had 17 points total.
Yeah.
17 of the 29 points.
It's so funny.
He was Steph Curry out there popping threes all game.
That is so funny. So yeah, look, I don't understand where it got there with the QBs, Aaron, where everybody is all of a sudden looking for this elite QB. And look, if you can get one of those guys, that's a bonus. But you don't need any of those. He said he made it higher up the ladder on a number of things he was going to do than
LeBron James.
My man went back to 2010. That press conference he had with the Heat when he got down there. But yeah, I just think Seattle. Better team, best all-around team. And Aaron, I'm also going to give you a little bit of credit. Now, I don't know if you had Seattle going to the Super Bowl, but I do remember when we were doing our season preview show and we were going through the NFC West. You did make the comment saying you like Seattle in that division. Again, I don't know.
I don't remember that.
I do.
Up until until Charles just said that, and I was like, yeah, that's right, he did.
He did.
I don't remember that stuff. But as soon as Charles says it, I'm like, yeah, it happened.
Yeah, because we thought the division was going to be pretty tough. Now the Arizona Cardinals didn't do that well, but we thought the division as a whole had the potential to be the best in the league. As it turned out, we had 3 teams from the division that did make the playoffs, and I know both of us had the Rams winning that division. Aaron came through and made that comment about you like Seattle. And man, did Seattle show up? And me being a 49ers fan, I'll also say this real quick. I didn't I'm not even upset about it. Like I'm not even upset. Like,
in my division, we had a 3-way tie, so all I'm saying.
I'm not even upset that Seattle
won. 500 3-way tie. But it was a tie.
Well, I'm not even upset Seattle won this. Seattle, they were the best team as it played out. They were the best team all year, and they definitely deserved to win this. So,
and New England was right behind them. I mean, look at what New England had to go through. I mean, yeah, everybody said they had the easier schedule, but you know they proved their worth in the playoffs. So I do want to give the New England Patriots, definitely give them their credit for being where they're at and what they did. But yeah, absolutely, Seattle was the better team throughout the entire season.
And you mentioned Drake May. So the craziness that's coming out toward Drake May now, since he didn't play that well in the Super Bowl, why all of a sudden now are people throwing dirt on him? I get it. Look, he didn't look good in the Super Bowl. We just went, 25 minutes coming up now, talking about how Seattle's defense had a whole lot to do with that. But we have to remember this about Drake May. And maybe this was a year where he got hot, he caught lightning in a bottle. He was one vote away from forcing a co-MVP. Yeah. One vote. Like Matthew Stafford got 24 first place votes. Drake May got 23. We knew it would be close coming on in, but a vote? I mean, he almost won that.
Well, okay, and then here's what I say. Like, what year is this for him? This is his sophomore year. Mm-hmm. All right, his sophomore year, and he took the Patriots to the Super Bowl. Come on. Like, I mean, like, dude, seriously. Now you're gonna you praise him all year because he went 14-3, but then he goes against a stellar defense, his second year in the league, and he made leaps and bounds, like progression from his rookie year to now. I mean, he only started half a season last year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he gets his half a season learned, and obviously he's still got a lot to learn in that offense. You could tell, right? So
he had a new head coach.
What's that?
You have a new head coach come in too, because
and you got a new head coach coming in. I mean, like, let's pump the brakes on how bad you feel Drake May did. He didn't do bad. He got caught in a situation where I think a defense threw him off on a lot of things, and then you go in and listen to the things like Tom Brady said. Like, Tom Brady, like, a lot of people forget Tom Brady struggled with defenses too early in his career. You know what I mean? So let's pump the brakes on how you feel about Drake May right now. Let's see how that progresses next year.
Aaron says, well, May was on social media the night before reposting UNC basketball stuff. He wasn't focused. Yes, I remember that UNC beat Duke in basketball on Saturday night. And then he said, dude did a mental Eugene Robinson. Yo, now, you talk about a throwback. Okay, Aaron, I see you. So for those who don't remember, Eugene Robinson, he was a pre-safety or a safety. He was on the Falcons that year that we are mentioning here. And look, I'll just say Google it up, but that Super Bowl was in Miami that year. The Falcons were playing the Denver Broncos, and Eugene Robinson got himself into some extracurriculars, if you want to call it that.
Is that what you're gonna call it, John?
Yeah. or what? Prostitution bust, maybe? I don't know. Something like trying to have some fun.
So this is what I want to point out to all of the Drake May haters real quick. All right, look, Aaron, I get it. He probably wasn't as focused as he could have been. Okay, I get you there. All right, but I mean, look, for the season, this dude did not do like crazy bad. He did 4,394 yards, which was fourth in the NFL. 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and his QB rating was 77.1, which was first in the NFL.
What's his completion percentage? That was above 70% too, right?
I'll have to look at that in just a second. Regular season stats, 72%. He went 72% in the regular season. Postseason, he went right at 60%. And for this game right here, he went 62.8%, 295 yards, 6.9 on an average, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions with a 35 long. I mean, look, the numbers weren't that bad except for the 2 interceptions, and the 2 interceptions were daggers, right? So but what I wanted to point out is the fact that when you look at him as a overall, like a whole, at least he's not like Aaron Rodgers, who's a one and done every year. He got you to the Super Bowl his second year. So let's stop treating him like he's not. You get out there and throw a football and see how hard it is. It's hard. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say trust me because of an NFL, but dude, I mean, I played quarterback once or twice in my life. It's a tough position. You know, broke ribs by doing it. I mean, I'm just saying. So let's calm down. I mean, he's not that bad. Give him another. He's got another year under his belt. I'll be willing to. I'm gonna go out on a limb for the dude. This is not his last Super Bowl. It's not his last Super Bowl. I promise you that. He's gonna be in there again.
And again, he made it to the Super Bowl before these elite quarterbacks Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, just to name a couple.
There's a couple.
And by the way, people forget this, but Sam Darnold was in that draft class. Remember, 5 quarterbacks back in 2018 who got drafted. Baker Mayfield went number 1 to the Browns at the time. Of course, he's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. Darnold was 3rd. He was the 3rd overall pick from the Jets. And then Josh Allen went, I think he was number 7 to the Bills. And then you remember Josh Rosen when that dude was supposed to be the chosen one and stuff coming out of UCLA. Oh, wait a minute, Aaron, I'm sorry. The Cardinals. I'm sorry. Sorry, Aaron. I really didn't. Look, I was already in. I said, I'll just go ahead.
He was already committed to that.
Yeah.
Give him a second. He was already committed to that whole spiel about the draft pick.
This is about Sam Darnold, though. I promise I didn't want to make it about what the Cardinals did. But then Lamar Jackson was the last pick of the first round by the Ravens. So Sam Darnold just said a whole bunch of.
You know what's funny is like I wasn't like a huge Murray fan at all. I don't even think Charles, were you? You're not a huge Murray fan either.
No, and Stan Murray.
Okay.
Because of course
here's my thing. But see, I thought it was an okay pickup for Arizona because I thought he might grow up a little bit. He didn't grow up, not one bit. And like I even look back on that because I remember I don't remember. Did I say it in the show? I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about the pick, but I think that it could be a good one for Arizona. I think that's what I said. I would have to go back years ago and see how I said that. And I think I made a comment. What's that?
Go back to 2019 because that's what
I'd have to go back and look at that. But I want to look. I thought it was an okay pickup because I figured he would grow up, but he never did.
To do that one game, the dude who was smoozing baddies in a hot tub was his only skill.
Hey, you know who else has some skills in a hot tub?
You're not going to Odell Beckham. You're not. We're not. No, we're not. You're not. But look,
Odell Beckham Jr.
You're not doing that. Oh, that clip of him coming out of the hot, whatever.
All slow and like this. He goes.
Yeah. Oh boy. So
there's any moment where I'm cracking up at Odell Beckham with like he's sitting there talking to his homeboy on the sideline. Homeboy, I can't even remember who it was because I can't ever think about it. All I can think about is how Odell he bends over and Odell goes like this. Yeah, man. Yeah.
In the hot tub. Wow.
No, the hot tub scene is freaking hilarious.
But yeah, Kyler Murray. So I had a double whammy with Kyler Murray. Number one, he was a spoiled brat. Number two, he was at Oklahoma. He won the Heisman Trophy that year. Yeah. Before he came out, and he was acting spoiled then. So now you're taking him as the number one draft choice, which Arizona, sorry to bring this up again, Aaron, but you botched it horribly with Josh Rosen. And then you get what's his name? Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury became the coach. So of course he's thinking, well, man, I think I could do some things with Kyler Murray. So now he drafts Kyler Murray. And he said, too bad first overall didn't come with the Xbox Live subscription. Yeah. You remember, so Patrick, you remember when Kyler Murray redid the contract and they had to sit there and put the stipulation, hey man, you're not studying enough. You got to put the video games down. That's where Aaron's going with that.
Yeah,
the study clause. Yep. And so
I remember us having that conversation and be like, you have to know that if you're putting a study clause in, it's time to go.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. It's time to go. I remember that comment because I was like, because I didn't hear about that study clause until you told me. right? And I was like, what? They did not. And you're like, oh, yeah, they did. And I was like, that's ridiculous. And that's when you said, when you put in a clause like that, I'm going.
And that's the thing.
No, it doesn't get more embarrassing than you have to put a study clause in your contract. There's nothing more embarrassing than that. Nothing. I don't care how you do in 2025. There's nothing more embarrassing than to put a study clause in. when your team is telling you, son, listen to me, you're gonna study or you're grounded.
Yes.
And you're 21 years old. Come on.
And that goes back to the point with quarterbacks, because Arizona, and this is how it's been working in the NFL. Arizona did not feel like, or if they didn't feel this way, they wouldn't have given him the deal, the extension. Yeah. But they felt like there's not another quarterback they would have felt good giving that contract to. So they're saying, well, we have this guy who is decent. Maybe we could do something with him. We might as well pay him because we don't know what the alternative is. And you have a lot of quarterbacks like that in the league. I mean, Tua got a huge deal. He might not be. I wouldn't be surprised if he's out of the league in the next year or two. I just feel like
too many concussions, man.
Yeah, I kind of feel like his give a S meter is kind of low at this point too.
Yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't put him on that James Harden level yet, but it's getting there. You know, I watched a couple of nights ago. I watched James Harden pass to one of his teammates and close out on it. He does that quite often, I know, but I mean, dude, I was like, what the hell are you doing, bro?
Yeah, James Harden, wow.
He did that pass already. I was like,
what are you doing?
Dude.
You know, but before we get back to that a little bit, again, just to finish off the point with Sam Darnold. That's a very good story. Again, he got thrown away basically, and his career was pretty much shot. People were calling him a bust. People were saying this was a bad draft choice. Never mind, he was at a place where all careers seem to come to die up there in New York with the Jets. But for him, I just think the turning point was when he got to come to San Francisco, and he got to sit behind Brock Purdy, but he's sitting down, he's learning how to read these different offenses. Of course, he's in Kyle Shanahan's system. So I think that started to set the stage for him. He goes to Minnesota, playing under Kevin O'Connell, and then he's able to get him a deal, and it's a team-friendly deal, considering it was a 3-year, $100 million deal he signed to come to Seattle. So you could do that, and then you continue to build the team. And as for Seattle, they were able to start that train, because remember, they traded Russell Wilson away. And then they were able to get all those draft picks to come on back. They had Geno Smith for those few years, and then they were able to put it all together with Sam Darnold. Also, another thing that helped them, addition by subtraction. Trading DK Metcalf was a good thing for Seattle, because if they didn't trade DK Metcalf, you're not getting this performance from JSN, where he's being considered maybe the best receiver in the league right now. And so Seattle made some good moves too. Just to top that off, props to them. Good job. Even as a 49er fan, it hurts that y'all did put us out, but y'all deserve it. Seattle is the better team, and I hope they party up in the Pacific Northwest.
And let me know how it feels, because you know. Oh, and you know what was irritating me the most? I had to walk away from the game, not because the game wasn't good, but all I could hear, all I remember in that fourth quarter, dude, is how the announcers were talking like, "Oh man, I guess New England is just waiting for that 28-3," and I was like,
Oh no! Yes.
So beast. Why you got to keep saying that? They said it 4 times, Charles. I walked away.
Collingsworth.
I walked away, bro. And
Collingsworth.
He goes, you know, New England's just waiting for that 28-3 to happen all over again. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah, Tirico and Collingsworth. You know, Collingsworth is one.
I don't like either one of them anymore.
You don't like
I would, go somewhere else and commentate. I don't like you anymore.
Well, Patrick, hey, let's hop on. Patrick, let's hop on over to the.
You weren't even relevant, and we had to get hit. We got hit up, dude. Now I know how you feel when everybody's in England watching a soccer game, going. I'm like, we're not even in the conversation, and you're talking about 28. That's all.
See, you just catch strays for no reason.
I know, man. I'm not like, what did we do? We lost. We lost. And you're still hitting us up. I mean, like, man.
Let's hop on over to the college football playoff because I don't know what they're doing either. Speaking of people who don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to read a few changes they are making with the college football playoff, or at least for this year. But I wouldn't be surprised if it stays this way. So they will not have a game, one of their quarterfinals. Normally it was on, they had one on New Year's Eve. They're not doing it this time because I guess New Year's Eve falls on a day where the NFL is going to be going. So they don't want to go against the NFL. So they'll have their game. They'll have a game on December 30th. And then I guess the next 3 will be on New Year's Day. There are 2 weeks, Patrick, 2 weeks between the quarterfinals and the semifinals. 2 weeks. And then the championship game won't be played until the 25th of January. The 25th. So much for that whole thing. They were saying, oh man, we don't want to mess with their studies. But you're extending the time that they're going to have the championship game, the 25th of January.
That call it what they need to call it. Just call it. It's an athletic student. And it all goes away. We don't have this conversation right now.
It's awful. What they're doing is ridiculous, and it's like they're just trying to milk every little bit they can, extending the season to late January. You're gonna have that championship game late January, and these teams are playing 2 weeks at a time. That's
stupid.
It's so dumb.
It's stupid. I mean, to be honest with you, my personal opinion, you get rid of out of conference games. You get rid of out of conference games and you play strictly in your conference. That's it. And you play, move it down to 10 games. And I'm not doing this for the kids. Look, they get paid just like a grown man. I don't care about that part anymore. Here's what I'm saying. You move that down to 10 games and you get rid of the bowl games and go to a 24-game playoff or 24-team playoff. Top 24 teams, you get put in. Done. And give the first 4, the top 4, I don't care who it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, they get bye weeks. Done. Let it go.
And you know it's going to go to 16 teams, 24 teams, because it's just a constant money grab.
I mean, at this point, it should just go to 164. And that, how many teams is in? Yeah. 430. Go 430 team playoff. Go.
Well, hey, remember though, Patrick, every bowl game is important.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Aaron said D3 teams have 43. It works pretty well. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. See, D3 and the FCS or Division II, they had a playoff system. They were able to implement a playoff system a long time ago. And yes, it works very well. It's still mind-boggling to me how Division I college football for the longest time did not have any sort of playoff system whatsoever. And then they come up with the college football playoff, have the 4 teams, and they're like, wait a minute, we can make a lot of money out of this. Just bump it up to 12 teams. We're just skipping 8, huh? Yep. Went straight to 12 teams.
Let's go straight to 48. You know what? Screw that. Let's go to 60 because it works in basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Because
have a 5-game season and go right into the playoffs.
Yeah, because even Division II. So, like for example, their national championship game was January 5th. I know this because that's my birthday, but it was January 5th. Did the playoffs? Had it going 16 teams? Go, boom. And then Aaron mentioned the D3. They got 40 teams in there, but they still ended before January 5th. Mm-hmm. And so this whole let's extend the season in Ferris State versus Harding for Division II. Yeah, because who was in there? Oh man, was it Montana State and Illinois State for the? Aaron's got his way too early predictions going. That's what I just got it. I said, all right, I see what you're doing, Aaron. The way too early Division II and Division III championships. What's your Division I, Aaron? You gotta give me a Division I if you're gonna give me the other two.
Dude, you might as well go ahead and take that BB off the last of your name and put ESPN.
What's that last year? I thought Division II. So I thought FCS was Division II. I do remember Ferris State because who did Chambliss play for? Was it Ferris State? Because they won like 3 straight titles.
No, it wasn't Ferris State.
Now I gotta go through my thing.
You better look it up. I guess I could look it up with all my screens.
Yeah. Now, I remember UW River Falls. That is right. Yes, UW River Falls was Division III. That's right. Yeah, Ferris State. Yeah, so Ferris State won 5 out of the last 6. And I want to say that is where Chambliss played. And
yes.
Of course, Chambliss is
actually, yeah, that is. I think that is where he played. Okay. It doesn't seem right, though.
Yeah, because
why do I feel like it was a different team?
Yeah, because I know because they won. Oh, where did Chambliss? Now see, now I gotta go do my homework. I gotta study a little bit. But now he's biting.
Yeah, he played at Ferris State.
Okay, yeah.
In Rapids, Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
It does not seem right. I Ferris State does not seem like that's where he came from.
Yeah, because I do remember they had a run of state of titles. So I've said, all right, well, if it was Ferris State, then that's probably where Chambliss played. And of course now he's fighting for eligibility. But yes, so now I do remember. I thought Aaron was definitely doing his way too early picks for next year. My bad, Aaron. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't understand why Division I does not have some sort of playoff system until now. And it's just a constant, let's just push this back. We're going to milk this for everything we can. Never mind what the coaches and even some of the players are saying in regards to the transfer portal. And you have this window between the games, between the conference championship games and the playoffs, and now these players have got to kind of hold in. They got to see what they're going to do, because most of them are probably going to follow the coach. If the coach gets a job, it's a hot mess. It's really a hot mess. And if we're going to treat this like professional sports, because that's basically where we're at now, the minute you say the college athletes can get paid and they can negotiate these deals with boosters and directly with the schools now, you might as well treat it exactly like professional sports, meaning they have their off season. No moves occur during the season. No moves occur until either the teams are done, because that's what they do in the NFL. The NFL won't really let the coaches who are still playing talk to other teams. And so that's why, like with Seattle's offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, he was going to get hired by the Raiders, but he was still on Seattle staff during the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah, but if you're going to do that in college, dude, you gotta move everything up.
Yeah,
and then everything needs to be done by the first. To be honest with you, everything should be done before Christmas in college football. Personal opinion. No, I mean, that's my personal opinion. And then when New Year's comes around, transfer portal opens up, do whatever you got to do. I don't understand why that's so hard. It hasn't made sense to me in a while, but you know.
Nah, man, nobody thinks about the logic. People got these dollar signs in their eyes, and it's like, wait a minute, man, billions of dollars.
We could put $400 million more in our pocket if we just extend the season 3 weeks.
Yeah, right. Dollar signs, but money grab, hand over fist. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. Plus, Dr. Now we have to make Dr. Pepper give us 3 more commercials opposed to 2. What is that? Get the Heisman House up and running.
The Heisman House.
No, I will say those are the 2 best commercials. Hands down, those are the 2 best commercials in all of college football right now.
The Heisman House and the fans bill for Dr. Pepper. We don't get paid for boosting them up, but those commercials.
Yeah, I wish we did, but we don't. But those 2 are the best commercials.
If you
and I have to say this. Halftime show. What did you think?
I thought it was good.
I didn't watch it. I don't like Bad Bunny, so I was like, I'm out. I'll go play on my computer for a minute.
I thought it was good. I took a look at it and it was very well choreographed. I like how he had the throwback to the heritage of his home territory of Puerto Rico, and he had Lady Gaga come on out and perform part of that song. I like that song. I like the song.
Have you heard the conspiracy theory on Lady Gaga?
Oh gosh, no, I have not.
Oh God, dude, I got to tell you, Aaron, you might have heard it, but I don't know. But tell me if you did. All right. So they said that, Lady Gaga came on the scene right after Amy Winehouse did. They're saying they're the same person. So Amy Winehouse's career almost died, almost instantly, and Lady Gaga's almost like erupted right when hers died. And they're saying that she's the same exact person. I kind of went back and looked, and I was like, they do look a lot alike.
Okay. Patrick, man. This coming from a conspiracy theorist.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is I heard it. I acknowledge. That's all I'm saying.
No, I hadn't heard that. But,
now, my conspiracy theories are far better than that crap. I don't care about that. No, I'm talking like my conspiracy theories are like, why did they catch California on fire last year? You know my theory on that.
Oh, wow.
So
look, before we head on out here, let's talk real quick about how you get through the off season. So football is done. We have the what you got? The combine comes up, and then you have a draft, and then the schedule release. Oh my goodness, the schedule release. But then,
like you said many years ago, all you have to do is go, I wonder what the schedule is going to look like. Well, for Atlanta, we know half of our games, or 6 of our games, are going to be in division.
So now, I mean, let's see. If you look, college basketball, of course, is in full swing. Next month, we'll get into March Madness. The NBA and NHL, they will have their playoffs coming up in April. And the Major League Baseball season will be starting. But here's the thing with that, though, Patrick. Is this year coming up going to be the last one for a little while?
I'll be honest with you. I look forward to this season for one reason only.
What's that?
College baseball. And then later, Little League World Series. But other than that,
Yeah, look, the MLB. Well, they got to figure some things out. That goes without saying. It looks like these conversations to even get a labor deal done, they're not even really being talked about from everything I've seen. And so unless they come up with something at the end of this year, it's sounding like an impending strike. And look, I mean, MLB, they have to get a clue at some point. It's because if it's not a labor negotiation, it's now they're trying to figure out how they're gonna have these games televised. So I know MLB TV has taken over the broadcasting rights for a good amount of these teams. The Washington Nationals is one of those teams because for the longest time they were in that deal with the Baltimore Orioles. What is it, Matson? Yeah, the Mid Atlantic Sports Network. Mm-hmm. And that deal expired at the end of last year. And the Nationals said we kind of wanted our own network because I think, and I'll have to go through just to make sure I have this right, but the Orioles own like a 90% share of it. And so
yeah, they own a big share. I don't know what it is. I just know they owned a big share of it.
Yeah, it was something like 90%, 85, 90%. And again, I would have to fact check that just to make sure that it was. But it was a huge percentage, like you said. And why would any team want to be in a deal where they get 10, 15% share? So, yeah, they're not going to renew that. And so the MLB has decided to pick them up. And I guess we'll see who the announcers are and all that good stuff for them. But
hey, right here.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like I'm
love, boy. Come on, man.
Hey, I'm in the area, y'all, and with Patrick and I could do a quick stream. All right.
No problem up there.
No problem. No problem. And so it has to. Something has to come down. Like the negotiations have to meet in the middle somewhere, as all negotiations do. But it doesn't seem like the players want to budge off of basically the fully guaranteed contracts. Owners want some sort of basically a salary cap, like what they have in the NFL, and that among other things is the huge spot there. The players are not trying to see a salary cap because that's less money in their pockets. And then I guess we'll see if the Dodgers can repeat. I mean, it's not a lack of picking up players.
No, it's not. They went out and got another pitcher. They needed another freaking pitcher and another bat.
They got Kyle Tucker.
Tucker, that's what it was. That's what it was. They went and got Kyle Tucker. Like, seriously? That's the one you text me about, right?
Yep. Yep. So, wow.
I mean, why don't they just go ahead and get all the professional players on their team and let the rest of the teams play with college players?
It's the Yankees on steroids. Remember when the Yankees were the evil empire for all those those
more money than God kind of thing that you said? Now the Dodgers, and here's the funny thing is, like, they don't have more money than God. But they got more money than somebody, and I don't know where they're. I mean, like, how do you get everybody? I mean, like, how do you get everybody? You're going to get. Let's sign everybody to the Dodgers. That way, nobody else can play, and we win by default. So then you look at the Dodgers, like, how many players you got on your team? 750,000. Well, how many players does the Braves have? One. I'm out there by myself going, hey guys.
The Dodgers have all the world's best, literally. Yeah. We got the best from Japan. We have the best from America. We have the best from, would name the country, Dominican Republic, or whoever's in the World Baseball Classic. They're on the Dodgers.
Dude, I have got to send you this. I got to send you this TikTok. It's I got this kid. He's like 13 years old, and he takes a field. Like they hit the ball to him, and he gets the ball. And I'm not gonna say he's like deep right field, but he's like coming in, and he's probably about mid right field. 13 years old. Obviously, the field's a lot shorter than a Major League Baseball field, but you gotta understand where the talent is. Dude, he feels that ball comes up on a crow hawk, and dude, the catcher goes. I mean, just I was like, that's the next coming of Ichiro? Come on. Remember those throws they was making from center field?
Oh yeah.
Hitting that strike zone and that thing.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah. Like I said, Ichiro had this cannon for an arm.
Yeah. And he just knew how to throw. I mean, but dude, that 13-year-old kid did that, and that catcher went. I mean, just like, I was like, whew. Next coming to Ichiro right there, baby. I loved it.
Now,
but like I said, 13, you know.
Well, I was gonna say one more question before we head on out. Did he have like a full-grown beard? Do you have to check?
Oh no, he looked like he was cool. He just looked like really tall 4-year-old baby face, and then just. I mean,
you have to be checking some of these.
It was just nasty.
You have to be checking some of these teenagers' birth certificates to make sure that they.
Hey, bro, sometimes I'll be walking out on these little league fields that Brent would be like, I'll be like, man, take that kid for an Adam's apple.
Yeah.
His wife and kids are in the bleachers, and I know it. I know his wife and kids are in the bleachers.
So, all right, y'all.
His mouth. Look. Smoking the right milk.
Before we head on out, what's coming up for Bro Epic?
So I got a lot of the rebranding of our social media done. So I'm doing a lot more posting. So check those out. I did a little bit of a different thing with a lot of that stuff. So yeah, go and check that out. Season 4 starts tomorrow. And I'll give you a hint, Brantley kicked my butt all over that place, dog. I ain't gonna lie. He kicked my butt. I mean, I'm already down 2 games and nothing, dog. So spoiler alert, you know. We are still trying to figure out a lot of the games. We had some kids move out of the neighborhood, so it's hard to get to them now. So I don't know if they're really into doing the show anymore. So I'm in the hunt for some new kids. I talked to the people up at the Boom Boom Room for our Blitzball game. So they're going to try to get us in. They're working the schedule right now to try to get us in. But it's hard to get in the Dean baseball season. You know. So we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, season 4 comes out tomorrow, and go and check out my YouTube channel called Ludo Kinesis. I am starting to do video game streaming over there. So check that out.
Well, all right. And so lots of good stuff coming up for Bro Epic, and glad to be a part of it. If the next time I come on down, we got to do it.
Oh, we have got to. And I'm working on a lot of stuff. Like right now, I'm working on a lot of kinks out where it's getting easier to get out and do some stuff. So
yes. And so for both the sports, this is cool because it's football is done. Now we can really start to put on our creative hats going through it. As y'all seen with the show, during football season, pretty heavy on it, particularly on the college side. So we don't really get the chance to work on some of these other things like we would want to. But now that the off season is here and we're leaning into everything, yeah, be looking out for these extra shows that are coming up during the week. Maybe it's a Thursday, maybe it's a random day, whatever the case. And shorties are back. I did a shorty the other day, and look out for the blog as well. A lot starting to come on together here as we go through these next few months, getting into the spring and the summer. Other than that, Aaron, thanks for tuning on in. As always, bringing that energy and giving us a little bit of a breakdown on the O-line play and why Will Campbell was getting just blasted across the line.
Yeah. I've never played O-line. My most of my stuff was always at wide receiver and corner. So.
Mm-hmm. And so with that is the conclusion. This will conclude this edition of the Bofa Sports webcast, and that is what we are breathing on for this evening. Y'all make sure y'all visit the Bofa Sports YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the Bofa Sports Facebook page. So everybody take care. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we will be back same time next week. Until then, y'all take care.
And go Dogs.